Hey, good afternoon, guys. I'm over here at Camping Nation RV in Mesa, Arizona, and I found a pretty interesting and unique bus conversion. Now, I'm just on the roof doing an inspection on it, and I pulled this off to take a look at the vent and determine that this bracket was just bent a little bit, so I couldn't get the cotter pin back on again. So I'm just fixing that real fast. Not sure how it broke or bent so easily, but again, this is why I like cotter pins on these vents. It makes the inspection process a lot better. Now, I don't really want to bore you guys too much with the roof inspection. I'll show a few things while I'm up here. Like at one point, this had a pretty interesting satellite dish on it, and I do like that they do have stainless steel gusset supports for the awnings, and they have drain holes on all the corners. Even like how they have a stainless steel drip pan underneath all the 4 Penguin ACs that are up here. I don't like that there's a lot of flex underneath those right here, so I am making a note of that to the possible new owner. And then where they did the buildup on the rear caps, that bodywork has failed. It's swollen there and swollen here and separated here. And if we look at the front cap over here, even though I've never seen vent fans using dryer vents like that, I guess it works. There's a little bit of cracking in the bodywork there too. Otherwise, this roof is actually in pretty good shape. But what I do want to talk about is this bus. Now, obviously, this is a H3 Prevost with 2 slide outs from Prevost on it. But it's unique in the sense that I haven't told you what converter it is, because I don't really know which converter it is either. And I wouldn't have thought it was a 2004. I thought it was a 2014. Now, by all accounts, it was built by Vision out of California, which is a little bit lesser known and discontinued bus converter. And it seems like Vision did not actually finish the conversion of this. And the story I'm getting is that the original owner reached out to some of the employees of Vision and had them finish it up.
This concept for this coach was to bring the show to the customer and do a demonstration that we would try to do at our tech centers, for instance.
Now, I'm just doing an inspection on this, so I don't have a time to do a long walkthrough on it, but it was so unique that I thought it might be worth taking a look at. Having an outside TV on a pull-out isn't that unique. Having an outside refrigerator, I guess, isn't that unique either. But having an outside, I don't know what you would call that, coffee center? Hot beverage dispenser. Now, this has a marine water heater, but there's no Webasto or Aquahot on this system. But it does have a smoker right here in this bay. It has 2 Outback inverters on it, and behind this panel and the other panel, there are 8 8D house batteries. All the batteries have been replaced, including the chassis batteries right there. And this paint is in really good condition. The worst of it obviously was on the roof. Apparently they did store this indoors for the majority of its life. It was more used as a corporate or executive lounge, which is why the floor plan inside is so unique. But it does have 52,000 miles on this Detroit Diesel Series 60. I hear the generator going because the dealership did have me hook up to 15 amp, which was really not remotely good enough. It is kind of unique. I do like this, I don't know, dimpled golf ball stainless steel on here. Never seen that before. Now, the sewer, it only has 1 waste tank, so it's a black tank on it, but it does have a toilet and a shower and a bathroom. I've never seen anybody polish the stainless steel framing like that before. Usually this is hidden, so that's a really nice, unique feature that I've never seen. And this is actually the water bay, which is kind of unique. Again, normally the water bay would have been there, honestly, and the generator would have been there. This would have been storage. So they do lose a little bit of storage because of that. But it is a custom build that I've never seen any converter actually do like this before. But you can see they did polish, all that stainless steel framing right there, which does point out on a Prevost, they really do have stainless steel. They just don't ever polish it like that. Kind of like that. Now, I did go ahead and grab a oil sample on the engine for the possible new owner. I'm going to go ahead and I just have to wrap up the inspection on the inside, and then I'll take you guys on a quick little walkthrough. It's very unique, and a floor plan I think I'd like to see a little bit more often in these bus conversions. All right, guys, I'm done with the inspection, and I'm going to try to be a little bit quick about this. This is all real stone. This is not solid surface here, and this is a commercial carpet here in the salon area. The passenger seat is actually inset even further from the railing right here, and that's not a vent to the passenger. That's actually air intake for the dash AC. So it's kind of interesting. All the cabinetry is wood, and it is just a push to release on it. And this is going to be the slide out room. Huge salon, big windows all the way across. I've never seen a sofa this big and then a wraparound countertop ledge this big either. You can see why it was more of an executive limo, if anything, because I guess it was more of a mobile display for their company. This restaurant control, north-south machinery, is apparently the converter on this. We go to the screens right here and go to utilities, and then we can go to shades, and then we can go ahead and clean those shades. We can do all the shades together. And this is kind of interesting, is that they put tracks, felt tracks for all the shades, and so it is quite dark in here with those privacy shades. And they do have shears that are not the standard shears that you might expect. They are more tan, a little woven tan on it, and you can see that they are sheer. The only thing that they don't have is shears on the outboard sides of the slide out room right here. If you're wondering what this is just going to be drawers underneath right there, and this is going to be real leather. Across over here, this is I think it used to be a desk over here, but now it's a flip top sofa. But if you look back here, this is where the biggest change is going to be. The main TV is a center point back here. If I slowly go over here, there's no main TV right there. The ceiling it's beautiful, it's simple, it's reserved, and those lights aren't working. A lot of the LEDs are flickering, so do have some patience there. But on the schematic, they actually call this more of a bar than a galley, because although it might look like it's hiding something, there is no stove top here. There's no sink right here. It does have a refrigerator with a pull-out sub-zero refrigerator freezer section. But strangely enough, the new owner did notice, so down over here, they did put a little sprayer. Right up here is going to be kind of the control center for it. You got your monitor panel, the thermostat. Of course, we saw the two Outback inverters right there. Hopefully you can hear the generator is running. And we still have doors of shame, but this is a convection oven microwave, which is kind of interesting. On the floor below here, this looks like it's a real, like a travertine type, because it does have these voids in it. Looks like they've been fixed a few times. I know that's a drawback of real stone. But instead of having a hallway right down the middle or around the refrigerator, right here we have a hallway completely isolating this side of the bus. They apparently had a dishwasher and maybe another toilet right about here, but they did end up putting a galley sink. And of course you have the all important wine rack storage there. This is just, it looks like it's a stick-on copper and brass tile. But right here is a really interesting door. Let's see if I can't make it work, because I've never seen a door this cool before. Now this door is actually translucent glass. So obviously you can see it is a translucent tempered glass, custom made and arched to form a nice barrier against the actual exterior wall of the bus. We have a control right there that'll open up, and now we can get around here into the bathroom area. Now there is no privacy door from the bathroom to the bedroom, but we can see a very interesting vanity countertop. Now this is stone again, and this is a vessel sink, but it is brass. And again, this is going to be just a wood organic cabinetry on it too. So we do have a polished stainless steel mirror over on that side. So one of the few aspects where you can actually see the exact width of a bus, because because you have exterior wall there, exterior bulkhead wall on that side. While you do have this little bit of ledge right here, maybe as a vanity, you have a medicine cabinet right there, and behind this door is going to be the actual water closet. And it's a decent sized water closet, and I do like that they were thoughtful enough because the toilet is basically as far away from the work area, the shower area, the sitting area up front, the galley area, so there's a lot more privacy, secluded all the way from here. My understanding is there used to be a second toilet here at one time. I don't think there was a shower here before. Now this is a custom made acrylic shower surround. The new owner has found the receipt for this absolute gorgeous sculpture of acrylic. It's a weird setup down here because the shower door lock is a wedge, so you just kind of have to lift up on it, and that'll give you access to the shower. Now it's a big size shower, and again this is all real stone all the way around, custom made shower even down here. The manufacturers with the converters, they built a stainless steel shower pan, and there, I don't know if you can see, there is no drain hole right here. It just drains all the way around on the bottom there. So let's see if I can't turn on the water so we can see. So it's just going on against the sidewall, or it's just going against the edge there. I didn't hop in there because obviously I don't want to get it dirty from my shoes, but there's no crossbar right here, so you don't have to duck your head at all. And it's probably only a couple inches of a step up. And I thought that was very interesting and worth taking a look at. If we go back here, we have transitioned from the stone back into that commercial carpet here in the bedroom. We do have a second slide, and it looks to be maybe a queen plus size of a bed. I don't think you could get a king size bed without redoing the nightstands, but again, it's that same stone and even some more storage above. And I do like the look of this real wood compared to a lot of laminate, even though technically this is a wood veneer laminate. The ceiling in here, the headliner is a little bit loose. This does have 4 roof ACs like we saw. And then I guess originally this did have a televator that would come up, but it has been switched out for this solid piece of stone as a countertop. And there is a little bit of storage on either side of that, including right in here, where you have your closet light switch and your closet door, because there is a pocket door right there to close off the closet, obviously. The closet itself is cedar lined. It's a nice little dressing closet, because the rod doesn't go all the way across, so you only have a little bit of closet space there and a little bit of closet space there. A little bit more like a executive lounge, you would imagine it would be. Almost feels like you're on a, oh, not just a bus, but more like an airplane. But nice use of space. You might notice that there is no laundry center, no washer and dryer, no fireplace. I think there's probably room back there to do all that if you wanted to, but an incredibly unique floor plan that I haven't really seen in a bus conversion before. Again, this is a 2004 H3. The original converter was apparently revision, but then it was finished up by North-South Coach or Coast. I'm not really sure who the converter is. I think this is a one of a kind. And I think it is kind of a one of a kind. Maybe that's the reason why you don't see this floor plan very often, because you obviously don't have a huge galley. But again, I think the original owner didn't want to have anybody cooking in here because they were more for executive hosting, I guess. Is that the best answer? Even having a high countertop like this means you could have a couple stools right here. I think they originally had that too. I think this is a floor plan that I would like to see a little bit more often, a little less stuffy, and it just flows very naturally and gives a lot of privacy to the guests that are here from the guests in the back. But it's also a very well thought out and designed and built bus conversion. I was very impressed by the build quality of this, the engineering of it, how easy it is to service and maintain. Even though I've never seen one of these before, I was able to troubleshoot a lot of the problems that we were running into. I thought that was a really incredibly fun, short little video to make for you guys, showing you the possibilities that are out there when it comes to bus conversions. I'm fairly confident this is not for sale, but I do want to thank the dealership here, Camping Nation in Mesa, Arizona. They allowed me to take my time, do a full inspection of this, and even do a lot of tearing apart, doing some troubleshooting on it. Thanks a lot for watching, guys. Bye. you think we were just that lucky? And of course, we did see on the roof there were 4 awnings.
That's pretty cool.
That is pretty cool. Yeah.
Yeah, that's actually nice.
It really is a thing of beauty. Not to mention the shower. It's a good sized shower too. Being used for display or being used as being used more for a executive display and being used more for executive hosting and more for executive hosting, I guess. Is that the best answer?